Well, welcome along. It is semi-final day at the blind football at Paris 2024 Paralympics. Well, the weather has times been the talk of the day, but our focus is on it heating up on the field of play under the Eiffel Tower. Colombia against the host France, and later on an absolute classico between probably the two favourites for the gold, but facing off in the semi-final, Brazil and Argentina. But first up, the crowd as they brave the conditions to support this fabulous competition coming towards its conclusion. What a Paralympic blind football debut it has been for Colombia. But now, can they take their dream a step closer to the podium? Victory in this semi-final will guarantee a medal, just not the colour. And what an achievement that would be. They did take silver at the more recent Pan American Games, but this is a tough team to beat, particularly with the raucous crowd. And their captain certainly knows how to work up the crowd. It's France facing off against Colombia for a place in men's blind football gold medal match, and a chance to take on either Brazil or Argentina. So there's the records of the two teams, but for now, chance for the national anthems of both Colombia and France.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of France.
Marvellous renditions, but of course the host nation having the partisan crowd behind them as they start to brave the weather, because there is plenty to get excited about on the field of play. Colombia going with the same starting five as they have throughout these Paralympic Games, their first at major Paralympics, and it's Juan, PEREZ, Quintero, the number 10, who has provided the goals, but it's been their rock-solid defence that has helped them on their way. Just the 2 goals in the group stage, but they did not concede once. Juan ARDILA, his goal yet to be beaten into. Now the substitutes will be looking to make their mark. It is rolling subs, so the coach will have a chance to mix things up. So we'll go through some of the most important things to know about blind football, but for now the focus on the hosts side, and it is experience but no lack of ferocious energy. Alessandro Bartolomucci has been a star in goal, the 27-year-old. The rest of the outfield, all 41 years old. Hakim AREZKI was sent off on match day 1, but has made it back. But this is the man who really is the engine room. Frédéric Viroux, the captain, and scored an absolute cracker against Turkey in the group stage. Well, Martin Baron started against Brazil and Turkey, did score against Turkey, but he is back onto the bench. And Benoît Chevreau du Monteu did get a start against Brazil. The one match France have lost, it was 3-0, but won. And their manager, Toussaint Akpoué, did shuffle his pack, so maybe trying to keep some powder dry if they are to face Brazil, because depending on the result, the winner of this semi-final will move on to the gold medal match. The loser into the bronze medal. So Tom Joseph de Bruyne, the man leading the refereeing team. He will have assistants on the field, broken up into 3/3. And there's a lot of important things about communication for blind football. One in particular, the crowd, despite their excitement and energy, will have to stay quiet while the ball is in play. But out of play, and in particular for goals, they'll certainly get their chance to make their presence felt. You see all the players wearing masks. That's because there are still differences in visual impairment for B1 players. There are 3 ranks, B1, B2, B3, but it's only B1s at the Paralympics. But the mask there, just to make sure there's parity, because some can have more vision than others. France looking to return to a gold medal match for the first time since their silver medal performance in London 2012. This time back across the channel, their home Paralympics. But this man, Fernando Carrillo Ramirez, in the most colourful of jerseys, has produced a side who have really been on the rise. But can they top it off by confirming a medal? There will be a chance for the loser in the bronze medal match, but of course there's also the risk of that devastatingly painful 4th place. But France looking to use the energy of Les Bleus and the fans. Toussaint Akpoué in charge since 2018. There won't have been bigger matches for him to take charge of course. Trying to follow Thierry Henry's Olympic Bleuet, who took a silver medal at the Olympics in Paris. Colombia, though, have yet to see their goal punctured. So as mentioned, the crowd will be encouraged to remain quiet. The ball does have the ability to, it makes noise so that the players can tell where it is. Colombia about to get us underway. So Colombia, their debut Paralympics, their first ever semi-final. And they take on the hosts, France, for a place in the gold medal match. And he's been the goal-getter for Colombia. Juan PEREZ QUINTERO with 2 goals. And in particular, that historic first ever win against Japan in their opening match. And then the goal that confirmed their place here. But straight away, a corner for France. So 2 players will be in the corner. And it will be Khalifa YOUME, who got the winner against China, who will touch it to Ahmed Tidiane Diakite. And then he will dribble it out. 5 meters away was the 3 of Colombia, but now able to attack, and it's well won. Driving run from Jhon HERNANDEZ GARCIA. Found himself, though, under the pressure of Hakim AREZKI, who was sent off so late in that opening match against Turkey, or China, I should say. But now it's the main man, Frédéric Viru. You will see him absolutely charging around, a legend of French Céci foot, as it's known in the Francophone world. Just slipping there. It's quite impressive. The turf has held up pretty well despite earlier downpours. Well, this is Viru at his best, battering through, but it's a fine save from the goalkeeper, Jhohan ARDILA, who is yet to concede, as mentioned. And he's just got a little bit of a problem there, because there's a chance to say the goalkeepers evidently are sighted players. The only ones on the 2 teams. And of course, that allows them as well to be the defensive voice for the side when they're in the defensive third. The coaches, they get a chance to bark orders when they're in the middle third. And when a team is attacking, it will be a guide behind the goal. Each guide will be able to shout information. And we'll see later, they also have a little object to tap the metal woodwork. And that will allow players to know where they're trying to aim for, in particular for set pieces. Oh, bundling his way through. Was there a shove there from Viru? The referee says no, and the French captain on the move. Well nicked away by the man known as the blind football's Radamel Falcao. One of Colombia's great strikers, and such a appreciation of what Juan Gonzalez Hernandez has done for Colombia. Very much on the rise in recent years. Silver medal at the Pan America Games in Santiago. 7 World Championship appearances as well, 4th on 3 occasions, including the latest one in Birmingham 2023. 7-1 defeat to Brazil, which doesn't really represent where Colombia are now in terms of standing in blind football. But it was a big shock. Brazil weren't at their best, and Argentina lifted the World Championship honours, beating China on penalties. China, though, going out of the group stages in part because of their defeat by France. Lovely little nutmeg from Khalifa YOUME. Couldn't get back in possession as Colombia try and build. You see the players desperately trying to keep the ball very close between their feet to aid dribbling. Corner kick though for Colombia. As mentioned, they haven't conceded, but they've also only scored twice. But it has been a low-scoring line football, but it's really been an indication of the growing strength and depth of the men's game. There were 31 goals in the group stage in Tokyo 3 years ago, 15 this time around. But that doesn't mean there's been a lack of action. And certainly Vilru is always a bundle of energy. It's certainly not for the faint-hearted. Plenty of bumps and bruises, but you can see the referees not getting involved unless it's necessary. The two tens battle. Quickly back to his feet. Here's PEREZ, QUINTERO. Trying to bundle his way through. It's really good defending from HERNANDEZ and MARTINEZ. You just see how ferociously these two sides are bringing to this pivotal match. Colombia looking for a first ever Paralympic medal in their first participation. France, after what was such a disappointment in Tokyo, losing all 3 games, but still 4 of the 2012 vintage that took silver in London, and 2 of them on the field of play, AREZKI and Frédéric Vilru. Vilru said in his interview after their last victory against Turkey, when asked if this was the best he'd experienced, he certainly said it's been amazing connecting with the crowd and in this iconic temporary stadium under the Eiffel Tower, but silver and something of metal means more. Certainly if France were to medal again, I think he'd have a different answer. Well, you saw Alessandro Bartolomucci waiting to take the ball because he can't come outside that small rectangular box. If he had touched it outside of it, it would have been a penalty. Pressure there from Juan PEREZ, QUINTERO just leaving the goalkeeper a little bit hurt, but back to his feet. But he gives it straight to the feet of Alex Martinez. GUEVARA. Now the danger man, and no wonder France blocking him out. Strong defending, particularly led by Hakim. AREZKI. Good strength from Tiakite, but Vilru forced backwards. So as you hear the ball bouncing, there are bells and whistles, so players can hear it. But as players approach the ball, who's in possession, they have to say voy, which is from the Spanish boy to go. And that shows the heritage and history of blind football in Spain, but also in Brazil. 1920s, originated in schools for the blind. It wasn't until 1980s that the International Blind Sports Federation came into being. In 1998, the first World Championships held. Of course, the same year that France held the World Cup. And Vilru and a number of the squad have mentioned so it would be for any Frenchman or woman an inspirational tournament. They're just trying to keep Colombia at bay. Just runs away from Gonzalez Hernandez. Diakite doing his defensive work. Here's Rue with his hand out, just trying to get an idea of his bearings. And with the ball out to play, the crowd able to make noise. And the cry of Allez le Bleu, come on France, rings out. There may not be a roof here, the Eiffel Tower Stadium, but if there was one, it would come off. And you hear the noise of the crowd if France were to score. So 9 minutes left, as opposed to a lot of other blind football tournaments. It's just the 15 minutes per half, with a 10-minute interval. And also, the teams are allowed 4 fouls per half, and after that, there can be an 8-meter penalty given for every subsequent infringement. So you can see the French guide in his bib. He will be trying to aid the attack with information and the like. And also a guide, but an assistant, Yannick Lecolve, for coach Toussaint Akpoué. So another corner. Skips across the box. A little bit nervous from Ardila. That long conversation with the referee. But he's in a good position to catch the strike from Villeroux, but very much a sign of intent from the French captain. You can understand the players losing their footing a bit more. Heavy rainfall won't have helped, but it's impressive how well the pitch has held up. Brilliant run, just trying to get a shooting angle. Didn't look like one was on, but it's quite a fabulous hit, even if on off target. Juan Perez Quintero just wrapping his foot round it, but couldn't hit the target of Bartolomucci's goal. Well, he did well, I thought, initially, because AREZKI looked to have played the ball, but the referee making the action that he chopped down Juan Perez Quintero in his prime. A red card in the dying embers of the match against China could have really ended France's hopes, depending on how results went, because China had a penalty but missed it with just 27 seconds remaining. That's why France ended the match with 4. But if there had been more time left, 2 minutes with man down, then they would have been able to bring on a rolling sub. So that's 3 fouls for France. They've only got 1 more that they can have. Their real worry is Colombia looking to score. Here is their guide, Jonathan Ramirez Mendoza. You can see him tapping to provide picture. If Juan Gonzalez Hernandez decides to let fly, known as the blind football's Radamel Falcao, famous Colombian footballer, but yet to score at this tournament, and he's not going to open his account just yet, at least. 27-year-old, part of the Colombian side that were 6th in Madrid at the Para World championships for blind football and 4th last year in Birmingham, England. Getting closer, and now want to add a Paralympic medal to the one they took in Santiago at the Pan American Games. But it's a tough ask. Well, he slid in early, nowhere near the ball, and Villereux looking towards the referee. The official was in agreement. He'd clearly been impeded. So Diakite placing. And it's Khalifa YOUME who will just roll it for him. So three-man wall. Spare man is Jhon Hernandez Garcia. You can hear the cry for silence. So important as that bobbles through. But off a Colombian. So it will be a corner. I'm not sure France realised it. Struck through the golden jerseys. It's 14 years ago France held off Brazil in their opening match for the London Paralympics. A magnificent run to the final, but an own goal and a Brazilian penalty saw them lose 2-0 and take second place on the podium. Of course, they lost to Brazil in the group stage, but Toussaint Akpoué did shuffle his pack. So Les Bleus would hope better from the final. And of course, Argentina, the reigning world champions. Two South American giants clashing in the second semi-final. It's great to see the growth and further prominence of blind football. A lot of these players really starting out playing with balls in a plastic bag to be able to hear it. And hopefully in the future, women's blind football will also take its place. Only since Athens 2004 as blind football, or five-a-side football, it was previously officially called, has been part of the Paralympic family. And it has been Brazil who have been the dominant force, to put it lightly. 5 finals, 5 golds. Brazil have not lost a single match at a Paralympics, so shows what the challenge is, but it certainly is a moment in which teams start to feel they are good enough to challenge the Samba boys. They're not taking any chances. Hakim AREZKI, 41-year-old, born in Algeria and ended up in France after being shot at a demonstration in Algeria. But in the end, left him blind at the age of 18. Like so many, blind football, a way to reconnect with a beautiful game. And now, the Paralympic semi-final. Oh, it's a really great reaction save. BARTOLOMUCCI had to respond so quickly to the blast on the far right. Out of nowhere, shots can come. Juan PEREZ Quintero certainly almost caught France's number 1 out. Well, that almost turned into a Colombian nightmare. ARDILA able to get down. Well, they're coming together. YOUME and PEREZ QUINTERO. Now here is VIRGE. There's it down. Oh, really brilliant defensive work from Hernandez. Garcia sitting on the ball. One way of dealing with the danger. Now a break for AREZKI. The number 5. Going all the way down. You often see a player go it alone. France keeping 3 back in order to not leave themselves exposed. Against the strength in defence from AREZKI, and now bundling through and bundled over Diakite. Now the tricolores waving around Eiffel Tower Stadium. Even some milling about on the famous tower, likely seeing this eye-catching event below. And the weather has improved and the fans out in force, as they have been throughout these Paralympic Games. So can France find the breakthrough against the Colombian side yet to concede? Yannick Le wants to have done his work behind the goal, but it's strong defensive block. And then Bartolomucci maintaining communication as it falls kindly for VIRGE. Slows it down but runs into trouble. You can see VIRGE just put his hand to his ear, just looking for that clear communication as he almost broke through. This is why the crowd are quiet when the ball's in play, because even with that, there's still so much noise on the field from whichever coach, guide or goalkeeper is allowed to be in communication, depending on where the ball is on the field. Goalkeepers defensively and guides offensively in the attacking defensive thirds, and in the centre third, the opportunity for the coaches to make their voices heard. And players shouting "Voy" as they come to the ball. There's an awful lot going on, but VIRGE might get another chance. And the mask just slipping by MARTINEZ, GUEVARA. The mask worn by everyone to make sure parity as VIRGE, well, he's getting tugged there. The crowd do want to remain quiet, but also the level of excitement is a wonderful little drag back nutmeg. It doesn't come away with the ball. Strong work from Jhon Gonzalez Hernandez. You can certainly hear the crowd. For other matches, it's a little bit easier, not quite as big a support, partisan support for each nation, but for France, crowd struggling not to react to what's happening in play. So just 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining of this 50-minute half. And now a big chance. Oh, he breaks through the middle. Fabulous defending, though. Right when it looked like AREZKI was going to open the scoring. ARDILA has been great, but it's the defensive work in front. What a challenge that is, right off the toe. So France, their corner kick count is high. They haven't been able to create too much from the 5 previous. Clever ball across, Villereux try and pick up. Beaten in the challenge with PEREZ, QUINTERO. The foul from Diakite. Before that, on the screen we can see team fouls, 3 apiece. And there are only 4 allowed per half. Every subsequent foul after 4 will result in an 8-meter penalty. Each team can call a timeout in the first and second half. So a moment to get some instructions, some liquids on. So that foul from Diakite means every subsequent foul from France in the next 2 minutes 47, Colombia are going to earn the best chance of opening the scoring, because so far we've had a few shots, but overall it is defenses who have dominated. Well, the Roosters looking to crow over a France goal, but as yet Les Bleus and Colombia cannot be separated, goalless. But will that change before a half-time break? So France with 3 shots, 2 on target. Colombia with the same amount, but just the one bringing out a fabulous save out of Bartolomucci. So, as the Mexican wave roars its way around the Eiffel Tower Stadium, Colombia are preparing to take the free kick one to the challenge from Diakite. And now, quiet being called for. So important for them to be able to hear communication. Can open the door to a strike at goal. Gonzalez Hernandez gets his shot away, but again smartly down to his left, Bartolomucci. Well, a mask lost, hand up from Hernandez Garcia, but it's his Colombian side in possession. Well shepherded out by AREZKI. There was a touch and a corner kick. So the mask recovered, but you saw the absolute collision there. Mask safely back on for Hernandez Garcia. Colombia in the corner, but they find a way out. Strong there from Villereux. Gonzalez Hernandez, great strength against Diakite. Thought he lost it. Oh, well, that was right close though. You can understand why PEREZ QUINTERO went for it, but not for the first time. Bartolomucci hurt. Well, it ran through, and he's waiting, he's waiting. I think he only really was allowed to make contact with the ball once. Perez Quintero got the touch. I think before that, it looked like it might have been outside the box, but of course, the follow-through from the Colombian, certainly catching the keeper, if unintentionally. The cry of Ali Lega and the boys. Certainly some concerned faces. Hopefully, as was the case for Colombia's number one, Ardila, it's not going to be an injury that's going to affect Bartolomucci, and it's going to take an awful lot to get either number ones off the field of play. Semi-final, the Paralympic Games. It doesn't get much bigger than this. Unless the team who's victorious look forward to a gold medal match, and of course they all come wanting top spot on the podium, but one of the great achievements is getting to that final and knowing a medal is secured. The bronze medal match can be a far more tense and stressful occasion. Vilure just couldn't control it. And that is safely left behind by Perez Quintero. As is the case in five-a-side. Of course, there are those more offensive players, but it's the teams who can work as a defensive and offensive unit that are going to excel. Slip there, leaves Villereux driving. And a cry there, and frustration. Incredible to some on the sidelines, including Toussaint Akpoué. They feel it should have been a foul, and it would have meant an 8-meter penalty for France, because both sides have had their allotted 4 fouls. So another for either side could be a very severe punishment. The ball just holding up, that's not what Hakim AREZKI wanted. Does so well though to clear it down the line. Colombia left in their defensive third. Gonzalez. That is a wonderful pick out for Perez Quintero. He hoped there was someone making a move on the opposite flank, but they'd sat back. 30 seconds remaining. YOUME blocked, fist clenched from Hernandez Garcia. And as the ball got out, now all that energy held in, the ball in play finally has an escape valve. But there are, as you hear, Colombian fans as well. They're certainly easily visible. The bright yellow shirts, and the cry of Viva Colombia. The ooze at the theatre. Villereux taken down, but not seen as a foul. Hernandez robbed of possession. Villereux takes it so elegantly. Can he get his shot away? Just a little wide. Good communication from the guide as the clock runs out. Villereux was certainly running all over this Eiffel Tower Stadium. But at the halftime break, nothing separates France or Colombia under the Eiffel Tower in this first semi-final, with a place in the gold medal match at stake. It's Colombia 0, hosts France 0. Well, a real battle in the Eiffel Tower, Vilru trying to get a second goal of these Paralympic Games on home field, but well blocked by Ardila. And then a further effort straight down the Colombian number 1's throat. Number 10, all action, but unable to find the back of the net. At the other end, it's Colombia's number 10 who's the star man. He's got both their goals, but couldn't add a third of these games thanks to the brilliant save for Bartolomucci. So both goalkeepers sharp and keeping attacks quiet. France, of course, did lose to Brazil 3-0, but that was with a shuffled side. At the moment, it is goalless. The goalkeepers are king. Can someone step forward and be the hero, the winner of the match, going through to the blind football's gold medal match? So welcome back after a very entertaining halftime show. The real action about to get back underway. France, Colombia locked in a goalless battle so far, with a place in the gold medal match at stake in the first of our two blind football semi-finals. France get us underway. Frédéric Villeroux, described by his own teammates as the legend of Ceci Foot. And he could have set up an early opener. Well, Khalifa YOUME showing exactly why, in the field but in the goal as well. It's risky business. ARDILA, just as Alessandro BARTOLOMUCCI has at the other end, showing their bravery, the only sighted players on the pitch. And you see he has to wait because he can't touch it outside of that box, and that's why Khalifa YOUME is able to go with it before the keeper's intervention. And taking a bit of a knock there. So an early foul against France. Well, this is going to be a caution. Not happy, France's guide. He said to the referee, "Do you have eyes?" And clearly Yannick Le Colvez incurring the wrath, understandably, of our official. De Bruyne of Belgium. And the first booking is for the French guy behind the goal. BARTOLOMUCCI trying to get things cooking early. The Colombians do love to get on the ground to block the ball. Certainly been effective, particularly from Alex Martinez, GUEVARA, and Juan HERNANDEZ GARCIA, number 5 and 7, who are the defensive linchpins to try and allow Juan Gonzalez Hernandez and Juan PEREZ QUINTERO to try and breach the French goal. BARTOLOMUCCI just organising things to try and avoid such a situation. So early seconds or second half, 15-minute halves. And you can hear a little bit of jingling from the ball. That's how they can tell where it is. And why the silence from the crowd when the ball is in play is so vital. Also, the players, when they approach the ball, have to say "voy," as in the Spanish "I go, boy." A reference to the early days of blind football in the 1920s, particularly in Spain and Brazil. France qualified as hosts, but they also would have done on their own merits. The reigning European champions, having defeated Turkey. Penalty kicks needed, although they did defeat them in the group stage this time round. Does it look like it might roll to Villeroux, but Diakite is the one who kept battling through. It's a little nudge from Hernandez Garcia. Four shots apiece. As yet, no goals. All the players with masks being worn. All these players ranked as B1 blind footballers. Just as Villeroux loses his. And that's just to make sure there's parity, given the differences in the levels of visual impairment. Well, the French team certainly have been unhappy with the officials. We've already seen Yannick booked for his comments. Toussaint Acquet, the French head coach, just calling officials over for a word. Certainly not an easy job with the whistle in hand. Alberto did say a real battle against Colombia. That is proved to be true. Ahmed Diakité spoke about the previous meetings between the sides. A draw and one defeat for Les Bleus. They certainly feel they have a score to settle on their home patch. But as we've seen, easier said than done. Filreux skips away, 41 years young, before outfield players for France. And certainly Toussaint Acquet has trusted them. And probably one of the main reasons there was a reshuffle against Brazil, because they played every second of the opening match in their victory over China. Certainly been plenty of battles out there, and there's going to be plenty of players black and blue by the end, but all in a competitive spirit. And you can just tell the emotions are aligned to what a huge occasion this is. Semi-finals at the 6th Blind Football Paralympic Games, debuting in Athens in 2004. To say Brazil have been the dominant force would be an understatement. Paris 2024 has been hugely competitive, and that has been evident in this clash between the European champions and the Para-Pan American silver medalists. Filreux taken down, and this time it is a set piece, although the French captain, despite getting the decision, just having a few choice words with our referee. So a set piece for France. Three-man wall for Colombia. YOUME keeping the attentions of HERNANDEZ GARCIA. Juan ARDILA doing his work as defensive communicator. Yannick Lecolve, the guy behind the goal, want to keep his wits about him, having been booked, but it's a decent effort at goal, but smothered by ARDILA. So the mask lost again. Diakité getting a huge ovation. The announcer calling out his name, and it certainly is an absolute incredible occasion for the players. Not just the fact they're representing their country at Paralympic Games, but playing in front of capacity crowds here. The Champ de Mars under the Eiffel Tower. An unforgettable occasion. Champ de Mars, a place of celebration for France, Parisians, particularly the 14th of July, for Bastille, or World Cup, European Championship matches. And now this temporary open-air arena providing the setting for blind football. The penultimate day before the bronze and gold medal matches, but which one will these sides be in? Just trying to avoid conceding a corner, but it allows Colombia to potentially have a chance, but forced backwards. But now Gonzalez Hernandez, brilliant foot in. Not sure if it's Diakite or Yume, but here's Vilru. Colombia hold up the number 10, and that is surely going to be another foul. Another ball out of play, and so the pantomime from the stands can find its outlet, and it will be a yellow card. I wonder if Colombia will feel protestations from the French side have made a difference, but certainly clipping the heels of France's number 10. Was there for the Paralympic debut in 2004, Vilru, his 4th games. And of course, that silver medal in London has been the pinnacle. Looking to achieve as much, if not so much more, on home soil. So it's 2 fouls each for France and Colombia. They have 2 more allotted, and after the 4th, each foul will be penalised by a penalty kick from 8 meters. Something the defensive teams won't want, because they won't have a wall to help. Vilru taking up a position all alone, but for the moment, ARDILA happy to stick with a 4-man wall, risking the ball running to France's captain, Khalifa Yume, who got France's first goal of 3 they've scored at Paris 2024. He's about to be released by AREZKI. So just using this to provide an audible marker for Khalifa Yume, 41-year-old, with the winner against China. And if you thought that was good, this would be something truly unforgettable with this partisan crowd packed in to the Eiffel Tower Stadium. Deflected wide. In fairness, both defences are doing so well to protect their goalkeepers. Just stepping out of the wall, Alex Martinez GUEVARA. The tricolores being waved all around, but yet to celebrate a goal, and still quite a long way from the end of the second half. Penalties could be used to separate the teams. You can just about make up the little circle in the centre of the D. That would be the penalty spot. Just behind that, you see the 8-meter mark. That one will be used if teams have 4 or more fouls. Keeping the pressure on. 7 corner kicks in the first half for France. Couldn't make any count. Colombia so well drilled in their defensive shape. How quickly they press and pressure the ball. They win possession back. But France, certainly no slouches. Diakite losing possession. You can can hear those cries of boy as they come towards the ball, so players have an idea where the others on the pitch are situated. So players can be penalised if they don't shout voy. So France, after having their second corner of 9 total in the match, it's Colombia getting their third of this second 15-minute period. The tension only ratcheting up as we tick along. Goes down, but no foul against Gonzalez Hernandez. The same as Hernandez. Garcia won the ball, but can't help but concede a corner. It's going end to end. Who can find that chink of light and that way through? Toussaint Akwe representing the real stress and strain, but it's no different for his counterpart, Fernando Carrillo Ramirez. Former boss, the Colombian of Santander, now trying to lead his country, already has, to where they've never been before. The first Paralympic Games, and on their debut, they've reached the semi-final. The number 9 getting to the byline, keeping it in. They somehow kept this alive! Bartolomucci to the rescue. Well, flashes of why he is one of their star players. You can see the explanation of what was happening. Well, this is just absolute magic. Caught it between his feet to put himself in on goal. Only Bartolomucci denying Colombia the opener. There's all those sensations that are being picked up by the players. As yet, neither team has been able to let the emotions fly. There's a strike-through crowd from PEREZ QUINTERO. Again, well saved by the goalkeeper, Vilru. Snatching at an opportunity. Fired through, but ARDILA and Bartolomucci, two keepers at the top of their game. Cry of derecha, wanted it to the right. Would have been the guide. Jonathan Ramirez Mendoza crying out to Gonzalez Hernandez to cut in on that deadly right foot, but he's coming together. That's left him on the deck. A little bit of concern. As yet, neither coach has gone to their bench, sticking with their strongest 5. And the cockerel having a little look. No wonder, given the match that they are witnessing. Do you feel it's the number 10s who could be the match winners, although Juan Gonzalez Hernandez getting stronger as the match has worn on. So Colombia will be absolutely ecstatic that he seems to be okay. No movement as yet from either bench as Team Colombia looking on. Chance of a guaranteed medal for both these nations if they can win through. France just edging it in terms of shots and those on target, but not by much. Colombia will be desperate not to fall behind, not because it would be impossible to come back, but the energy boost for the players, as we've seen in their match against China and then their victory over Turkey. It is very hard, and these players get that backing, but it is just so tense, so tight. 2 fouls each, and still goalless.
Le pusieron 2, manda. ¿Larguita? Sí, pero más en diagonal que no la curva completa. ¿Listos? Y pintea.
The information given across. Shapes to shoot. Will run for PEREZ QUINTERO. Well, Fredy does so well. Another mask lost. Has been returned. And back is Alex Martinez. GUEVARA, as his teammate is dragged down to the ground. Gonzalez Hernandez winning free kick. Diakite seems to be slipping a little, and that tug on Gonzalez sees another foul against the French team, their third. Just did see both teams get to 4 fouls each before the end of the first half. They're already 5 fouls with France, now on 3 themselves. 8 minutes 10 still to play. As you see, the clock does stop when the ball is not in play. So they will play a full 30 minutes of ball in play action. So Alex Martinez, GUEVARA standing over this, but it looks like, not sure exactly what's happening. Jhon Gonzalez Hernandez is being walked down the side of the pitch, and it looks like a very quick warm-up for Lino Coca Castro, and this would be a massive blow, and it is the first substitution. He is rolling subs, so number 9 could yet come back, but it really depends on his situation. But what a moment to step into this very big battle. All goalless here. The 20-year-old stepping into the match was part of the squads Santiago for the Pan American Games and Birmingham for the World Championships. Psychology shouldn't, certainly. All the players need mental fortitude to try and come through the semi-final. So the taps from the guide, looking to light the way to goal. What a first touch this could be for Coca Castro, but he's robbed by Fredy. Runs through the legs, but Hernandez GARCIA, good body position. Yet it will be a French corner. Looks like it's a very short semi-final outing. Coca Castro Very brief involvement, but it's no slight on the youngster. They just desperately want star man Gonzalez Hernandez back. Change for France. And here comes Martin Baron. Baron coming on for Ahmed Diakite. And Baron did start against Brazil and Turkey, scoring in the latter match. A real thumper. So he's certainly had enough game time to come into this one and be decisive. And he's right into the action. Vireux right on the edge of the D, but it's Baron who's trying to go through the crowd of Colombians, trying to find a way through. As Toussaint Akwe turns to his bench for the first time. Well, the subs looking on Gael. Riviere, number 4 alongside Benoit. Chevreau. Vireux cuts inside. Was he pulled back? Still might have a chance. What a block. Right in front of his goalkeeper, Hernandez Garcia. The ball stayed in. Well, there was almost a chance there. One hand on it from Ardila. France weren't willing to give up on that. Colombia was causing a big problem. Well, Vireux will argue he played the ball, but the officials saying the contact came first, as even the Colombians are booing, but I'm not sure they're in disagreement with the decision. Of course, silence needed when the ball's in play or they're about to restart, but moments like that allow the crowd to bring the atmosphere to life. The Colombian coach, Carrillo Ramirez, wanting some information there. Sure, he's looking towards his number 10, Juan PEREZ Quintero, but Colombia back underway. Tries to skip away from Vireux, Gonzalez Hernandez, but forced back the number 9. And now Vireux pinches his pocket, and then the Frenchman knocked to the ground, and he wants the crowd. He is the conductor-in-chief, Les Bleus captain. All action on the pitch, and not shy to call for the support of his countrymen and women. Did so well here to steal the ball. You see the leg of Gonzalez Hernandez take him down. And the backing of the crowd, such a huge bonus across these Paralympic Games for the hosts, particularly now for the blind football. Ceci Foot. Baron finds Vireux. It's a slice away, but good enough for Hernandez Garcia. Gonzalez Hernandez, that is a fabulous switch of play. Lovely touch from PEREZ Quintero. French defence do their job, and AREZKI so committed he ended up over the advertising boards. Colombia will have the corner. Since the weather has improved, thankfully, before kickoff, the stands are absolutely packed. And this semi-final stage getting crowd and atmosphere it deserves. So another Colombian corner. 6 minutes 39 remaining in the second half. Penalties might yet be needed to separate these teams. Sliced across. Oh, a little kick out there. Bartolomucci straight to the referee. His boos ring out. Gonzalez, Hernandez clearly swinging for the ball, but he's really caught the French captain. Well, he's thumping the ground with his hand, and that is a potential game ender. Really do hope he's going to be okay. We'll wonder if we'll see Toussaint Akwe do what his counterpart Carrillo Ramirez did and make a sub just to let him recover quickly. Because we did see Lino Coca Castro come on for, I don't know, about 10 seconds or so. So the referee making clear 4 fouls each for Colombia and France. That means every subsequent foul is going to be a set piece opportunity, and there will not be a defensive wall to block the attacking team. It could be crucial in how this match concludes, given that in open play the defenses have been so solid. Villereux going to take more than the boots of Gonzalez Hernandez to keep him out of the game. And now Colombia stopped by AREZKI. Just wants to slow it down, and that's a wonderful ball to try and find Baron. Wins the ball back, the France number 6. 37-year-old still battling away. Oh, Villereux, just a lovely change of direction. And it's a wonder save to deny him a second goal of these Paralympic Games. The speed of reaction with the ferocity Villereux got. And at the other end, Bartolomucci is not to be outdone. Well, if there was a man of the match contest, it would be impossible to separate the stoppers at each end of the pitch. The attackers must be thinking, what have they got to do to break the deadlock? It might be answered now. Just running away from PEREZ Quintero. And he can't stop Baron. Charging forward. The crowd struggling to keep their voices silent. And that's just the excitement that Baron just held up. Ball out, but Villereux takes it on. Little stumble, but keeps going. Tries to get his shot away, but he will earn a corner. 4 minutes 29 on the clock. Certainly in how the match has gone, the first goal could very much be the pathway to the gold medal match. At both ends, the goalkeepers excelling. Bartolomucci and ARDILA, neither has conceded a goal. France have, but that was the 3-0 defeat by Brazil, with Benoit Chevreau taking over the gloves. Frédéric Villereux, 5th in Athens, a brutal 8th in Tokyo 3 years ago, but it was silver in London alongside Baron, AREZKI and Gael Riviere. It may be the last dance for France's long-standing heroes. in blue. We'll never put it past them, popping up in Los Angeles. But they want to make the most of their home Paralympics. And the pressure just building that little bit. The crowd responding to the captain. Around the stands, big placards of the players' faces being held high, becoming household names. And of course, the players representing Colombia and other nations, likewise, as these pictures beamed around the world. Best of blind football on show. Baron Villerue gets there first, and it's the opening goal! And it's the captain that is leading the way. Pandemonium at the Eiffel Tower Stadium. Well, no wonder he's just rushed to the bench and absolutely smothered in hugs and kisses. It fell perfectly to him, but look how he got the height, the elevation, as Jhohan ARDILA is beaten for the first time at Paris 2024. It was going to take something special, and who else but the legend of Sisyphus. A second goal, but vital, the most important, from Frédéric Villerue. Well, no wonder a timeout called by Colombia. They're not out of it by any stretch, but I did say a first goal in a match this tight could be decisive. Well, a chance for Lino Coca Castro again. And it's Colombia's goalman, Juan Perez Quintero, who stepped off the field. They've scored 2 goals in this tournament. They've both come from their number 10. But it's Les Bleus 10 who has the Eiffel Tower arena rocking. Well, Villerue, 2013, was named Knight of the National Order of Merit by the French government. I'm not sure they'll quite build a statue to him to go alongside the Eiffel Tower, but maybe those who petition for it. His goal has given France a vital lead, but it's not a definitive one, not yet anyway. And Colombia preparing to kick off. They're going to struggle to keep the French fans quiet as the Marseillaise rings out. Well, with the game clock stopped, I think they were able to allow the rendition as Colombia really looked to dig deep. But one thing that could be vital in the final 4 minutes and 4 seconds, 4 being the magic number apparently, both teams have committed 4 fouls. Every subsequent foul will bring about a set-piece opportunity without a defensive wall in place. 8-meter penalty, which could be a defining factor. So Colombia concede for the first time. So of course they're behind for the first time at Paris 2024. And a slip there. Villerue, though, just held up. He could have maybe got a toe out had he not lost his footing. So Colombia looking to hit back, but without their number 10, and in particular his winner against Morocco was an absolute stunner. 2 goals they've scored, he's got both. They need a hero from somewhere, but Gonzalez Hernandez can very much be that man as he dribbles through, stumbles. But the referee waves away the protests. Daria just trying to listen for the ball. Has a bit of space, bit tough to spin and shoot, so he just holds on to it. Vilru waves his hand, but the crowd need absolutely no encouragement. And the ball goes dead. Daria just held up there. So it is a free kick, but not all free kicks are counted on the team fouls. The severity of the foul being taken into consideration. So this one just a restart with France in possession. There'll just look to be a change there. Khalifa YOUME giving his opinion. Is Vilru as ready as so many being introduced to the sport of blind football, which is only getting stronger year on year. Daria, who should have a chance here to strike, just stepped on the ball slightly, and the chance was gone. Colombia, no shock that they are quick to try and get the ball in play, and it opens up. Vital stop. Bartolomucci is a man on a mission. And number 1 then elects to clear it. Don't think he's going to be too worried. France have a chance to reset. Colombia. Oh, this could be a magic moment. Great throw out from ARDILA. Gonzalez Hernandez just forced away from France's goal. But he's walked himself back into possession. He's through a goal. 1-on-1. Oh, it's what an intervention for Vilru. Stopping what seemed a certain equaliser. Well, he was decisive at one end with the opening goal, but look at this defensive work. Initially the save from Bartolomucci, but then Vilru tracking back and knocking it out as Colombia prepare to take the corner. Turns back, great challenge from YOUME. And that falls kindly. Oh, the ball out. I don't know if Bartolomucci thought Daria could have been through. They don't want to invite this much pressure. COCA Castro getting down low to trap the ball. Just lost it there to Vilru. And there could be a chance for a shot here, but elects to just eat into the clock. 1 minute 20 left. And France are so close to a second Paralympic blind football final. Goes down, but no free kick. It's really good work from Martinez. Now the ball at the wrong end for Colombia. The crowd getting nervous as France are so close. They have to remain quiet. And you could hear the referee saying no foul. There are just 30 seconds left for Colombia to find an equaliser. France in possession. Can they run down the clock? Daria, he wants more. Loses out though. Vilru though steps in, but then takes out his own player. 10 seconds. Colombia needs something to happen, but here's Vilru. Surely that's it. Listen to the roar. Spine-tingling moment for the hosts. Vilru, the hero, as Les Bleus go to a second Paralympic gold medal match in blind football, but this time it will be under the Eiffel Tower. After silver in London, it could be gold in Paris. France are now guaranteed a medal after making it to the gold medal match thanks to the thunderous goal of Vilru. Colombia will have a chance of redemption in the bronze medal match. Well, the French players had spoken about the fact their two previous meetings with Colombia, a draw and a defeat. They have wiped out any pain from the past, and there are tears. There is elation, and they are getting quite the ovation. Richly deserved, as Vilru got the only goal of a tight, battling affair. Colombia had their chances, but Alessandro Bartolomucci, just as his counterpart ARDILA was, incredible, but Vilru finding the magic moment. France guaranteed a medal, just as the football team at the Olympics were, but can they go one better than Thierry Henry's side and grab gold? Memories for a lifetime. And Toussaint Akpoué will now have the chance to make France golden in blind football. We'll wait to see who they face. The second semi-final will be another corker. Brazil against Argentina to come. But in the first semi-final, France winning out 1-0 over Colombia.